Alright, so this is the main screen, and this basically tells you like about your aircraft and then like what type of motor it has. So the first thing you want to do is you test out your motors. So what you want to go is go to basics, and then here you can select from different types of drones. But we're gonna be doing the X one. So to test it out, down here it says motor test. Click it. Then you click agree. And to test them out, what you want to do is make sure that all your motors are connected. So motor 1 goes counterclockwise, so you'll see. Motor 2 goes clockwise. Motor 3 goes counterclockwise, which is right here. And motor 4 goes clockwise. If one of your motors isn't going the right direction, what you want to do is you want to disconnect these two and then just switch them. You want to disconnect these two and then just switch them, and then it'll end up working.
3. As for this section of setting up your command sticks, you want to test out all your sticks. So by doing that, you want to set all of these to normal, and you want to select start and switch them up. Test all your sticks, make sure they're all functioning right. And once you're done, you press finish. And you press OK. And you want to make sure all the arrows are green and like are in the middle in the red line. Next, there are switches here. You can switch between GPS, attitude, and attitude, but you want to make sure it stays in GPS. And you want to, in the receiver type, you want to make sure that it's on D-bus.
Okay, so for gain, everything is basically set to default. You really don't need to change anything. And if something's changed, all you have to do is press default and it will just change back to normal.
Alright, so when you're done testing out all your basic commands, you want to switch to advanced. And this is basically the motor speed, so how fast it goes. You always want to have it one below recommended, and you always want to leave it on intelligent.
Okay, so this is the fail-safe settings. So basically, this is what you do when it goes into fail-safes. And then there's two. There's landing and there's go home and landing. Landing, what it'll do is if it loses signal, it'll just go straight down and land. But it's recommended to have it in go home and land. So that meaning if it loses signal, it'll wait 30 seconds for it to regain signal. If it doesn't regain signal, then it'll travel 20 meters and then go back to home. So it is recommended to have it in go home and landing.
For this section, it's called the intelligence orientation control. So these are just the switches on the side, which is off, course lock, and home lock. And as you can see here, if you switch it off, it doesn't switch to off, or if you switch it to course lock, it doesn't switch. What you want to do is make sure you put the check here, and then we'll put it into off, course lock, and home lock.
Alright, so this is for the gimbal settings, and this is basically if you're gonna add a gimbal, you click it on and then you change the settings to how it is. But since we're not putting one, we're gonna have it as off. And the H3/4384, this is to where you could put the limits to the gimbal.
Alright, so in the voltage section, this is basically for the battery functions. So you want to have it on. And when they have two levels. So the first level is when the battery gets to 1060 voltage and on no loaded and loaded. And when that happens, that means that the battery is running out of voltage. So it will give you a warning. So the LED will flash red. And in the second level, when it gets to 10.30 on no loaded or loaded, then that means that the battery is losing voltage. So when it's like low battery, that means it will descend. So it will automatically just land. So you want to make sure when it's the LED is flashing red, you want to bring it back and land it, because you don't want it to descend on somewhere you don't want it to land, like in a crowded area.
Alright, so limits is basically that how far and how high it goes. So it's what you want to do is change the max height to 30 meters and the max radius 50 meters, meaning it can only go, it doesn't go higher than 30 meters and it doesn't go farther than 50 meters.